attorneys ask, say, I bring in Payteen for Susan Sheppard's story as it goes for 5-decade queen. The story that people inside her time in Susan's mind are telling the story that we're in. So not only are they describing what hot baked beans, talking about how you know some people put it as the word of someone who's being eaten. Plotlines describing at noon on Thanksgiving Day that it means that they're a smuggler. So if Susan's watching a film and Susan sees an old-fashioned car on the set of a movie, Netflix movie, we audience like scripting movies of stolen assets or assets that should be put as properties under Susan Sheppard's augmented reality movie. So that play assets can be insured, so assets can be taken care of properly. We originally had by IT scripted, where all these houses had vehicles and assets that were protected under that protection of insurance. Lifelines, that was a multi-insurance policy. Assets protection, real ID.
When you show up to do a film, but that you had a vehicle that was being maintained,
and based on that address, so the idea that filming numbers and it's always for film, and how the insurance and lifelines works. Because we scripted that it's supposed to be pop, so that people weren't mangling jewelry and ruining artifacts and assets. The moment we continue to listen to people think that they're gonna go ahead and keep burning assets.
blowing assets away,
Putting sewage in the water supply, poisoning food. I cue the reasons why we have to have the surveillance system on film. Because there's people being raped to death, eaten to death. Victims showed up for a horror genre film when scripted was agreed, scripted in a Hallmark film.
And next scene they're in an Airbnb that scripted a nightmare, and everyone died instead of that Airbnb.
So the fact that you can show up for another Airbnb,
And you listen to and you know that these are realtors that are a part of the system.
supposed to be making this property, fixing it as an asset. When they walk through your eyes, the assets that you fix and you have there, but you aren't making it. Whereas Susan has stayed places that there was a property in Golden that had 2 assets on the property, 2 large sheds that Susan could have sold. Could separate things out for that property. Susan could have moved on with some of her properties, moving on to the next Airbnb experience. But when Susan asked for a place in Arizona that had a pool, that had a storage crew, Airbnb claimed that the host could not have pool toys, or they just basically, gaslight us and then cancel the reservation agreement. Is unless it's an NDA agreement. Dude, was supposed to live on YouTube social media, checking in the U-Haul. Instead on YouTube, police in Greeley put her in jail.
Now out on Bondi, wellness hold crimes against humanity as identity fraudsters.
The pool toys from Florida out of that Airbnb experience are in Colorado from Sam's Club and Costco.
The fact that this is commercialism, and you have Susan set up that she paid $2,500 for a U-Haul. House money, new assets from the store.
Susan Sheppard, they scripted, giving money and assets away. Thanksgiving, listening to Frost's Killers out of Greeley, Colorado. Who can see you talking to Susan's mind? Guilt tripping.
Susan, the situation for these court hearings because they're claiming that Susan owes U-Haul money. How, when Susan paid the rental already to U-Haul? Commercialism. The fact that Susan's for commercials for live reality TV radio minds tagged yo on IT. Spyware.
The idea that location of U-Haul asked Susan not to film them and called the police.
How can U-Haul now be a part of Susan's film when their film ended the minute the police showed up and they had the police show up? The fact that Susan showed up to their place prior about dropping off the U-Haul on film, instead got arrested. So since this started in Florida Kissimmee at an Airbnb that told her Susan wasn't allowed to have a new home, which also started this whole problem because part of Susan Sheppard's augmented reality is of the vehicle management of traveling and how utilizing Uber or Lyft or apps, and how digital currency is supposed to pay for all these different things.
But also how to fix U-Haul.
Now because Susan got myself on the line.
No, don't bother.